I washed a really nasty load of fishing towels the other day, and I thought there are no clothing going in this washer until I've scrubbed it out. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to clean your washing machine. Before we get into that, if you're new to my channel, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach women to make wise home health and beauty decisions. So if you want to learn more about running a household, start now by hitting that subscribe button and tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Okay, let's jump into it. My husband brought home the nastiest, stinkiest, smelliest bunch of towels. And these are towels that he uses when he's out on the boat, when he's out on a trip. I don't know how long he'd been saving these towels up, but there was a load full and they were just so yucky. So what I decided to do was soak them, because I thought they're not going in the washer like that. So I put them in some detergent water to soak in a bucket, and I let them soak for a couple of days, and then I took them outside and hosed them down, rinsed them off, that kind of thing, and then I put them in the washer. And once they came out, I just felt like the washer needed an additional cleaning, and I thought this time it needs a deep cleaning. And I got to thinking, well, when was the last time I really cleaned my washer? I mean, of course, I wipe it out from time to time when I'm doing a load. If I feel like there's been a lot of lint on something, I'll clean it out. But as far as really getting in there and trying to clean out the gaskets and the laundry, well, the detergent tray and all of that, it's been a while. So I thought this would be a good time to check through some of the questions I've had from some of my viewers to see what had come up. And one of my viewers did have a question about how often she should clean her washer. So I thought today is a good day to take care of that. So now let's get it started. Here's what you need to know. Deep clean your washing machine at least once a year, and more often depending upon how many loads of laundry you do on a weekly basis. It's just me and the hubby here, so I probably do 5 or 6 loads of laundry a week, and then if I have company or I'm helping out a family member, I may do more. If you have a large family or if you have a baby, you'll probably be doing more loads of laundry a week than that. You might wonder what difference it makes as to how much laundry you do. Well, the more laundry you do, the more opportunity for soap scum, for lint and other debris to build up around the gaskets in your machine, in the filter, and in the laundry bin. This can affect how clean your clothes come out of the wash. You might find that there's some soap scum or some kind of a film that's left behind on your clothing, or they might have a funny odor that they didn't have when they went in. So the more laundry that you do, you definitely need to clean your washer more often. It's important that you follow the recommendations of the manufacturer on how often you clean your machine. For example, I have a Kenmore top-loading, high-efficiency, low-water level, rudderless washer. And it also has a clean washer cycle. And my user and care guide recommends that I run the clean washer cycle at least once a month or for every 30 wash loads. If your machine doesn't come with any such recommendations or your user's guide is long gone, then you should definitely deep clean your machine at least once a year, and twice a year is probably better. But for maintenance purposes, you should definitely wipe it out, wipe the drum out after every few wash loads, and clean and dry around the gaskets every wash day. One of the things that I've noticed with front-loading machines is that when you open the door, you see this buildup of mold right around the gaskets. This comes because that gasket area typically stays moist and it's dark, and it's the perfect environment for mold and bacteria to grow. So not only does this mold cause a discoloration, but it can also lead to nasty odors inside your washer, and these odors can be transferred to your clothing. So it's really important that after each wash day you dry around that gasket and even get inside the little pockets and folds and dry it out. And at times you might need to take a toothbrush or something like that to clean it out if there's any debris collecting in there. The other important thing is to leave the door open. Just leave it open a little bit so that the machine can air dry. And the same thing goes for top loading machines as well. Leave the top up so that it can air dry. You'll also want to clean out the detergent and fabric softener bin. Those are the little bins that are right here. And in some washers, these little drawers pop out, and some they do not. So you need to check your user's guide to find out if yours pops out or not. And again, if your user's guide is long gone, you can try to Google it, or you can just try to clean it as best as you can in place. You can just use a toothbrush and kind of scrub around in there with plain water or with vinegar, or use a soft cloth and get in there as best as you can. But it's important to clean that area out as well, because residual detergent can build up in there and can cause a little soap scum that may end up on your clothing. Once you've cleaned out your detergent bin, then it's time to attack your drum. If you don't have a clean washer cycle on your machine or specific instructions that you're to follow, you can clean it up very easily with a simple household product like baking soda. Dump an entire box of baking soda into your drum, and then you want to run it through on the hottest cycle and the longest cycle possible. Once that runs through, you're going to add 2 cups of white vinegar to the drum and let that run through on the hottest cycle possible. Once that's done, you should have a clean and fresh smelling washer. But remember, leave your lid up or the door open so that it can air dry. And you probably want to make it a practice to always leave the lid up or the door open so that it can remain dry. And take a cloth and dry out that gasket. Now there are 2 other things that I need to mention. One has to do with the filter and the other has to do with the detergent. If your machine has a filter that is accessible, and typically there'd be a filter that's on the lower bottom panel of your machine, and there's like a little door, you can open it up and you can take the filter out and clean it. If you have that kind of filter on your machine, then you need to take that out and clean it every 6 months. You can run it under some water, use a toothbrush, that kind of thing, scrub it up and put it back in. If there's no panel accessible, and I don't believe mine has a filter, or at least one that I can access, because there's no panel, I've looked all around and I can't find one. So the only other option is that when I have the serviceman come in annually to service the machine, then he would replace or clean the filter at that time. But that has to do with the life of your machine. So you really want to make sure that if there's an accessible filter, you want to be cleaning that out. The other thing has to do with detergent, and you want to make sure you're using the right detergent for your machine. If you have a high efficiency washer, then you need to use high efficiency detergent. And you will find a little symbol on the detergent like this that indicates that it's high efficiency. What does high efficiency mean, or what does it refer to? It means that this particular kind of detergent won't suds up as much because usually the high efficiency machines use less water. So the high efficiency detergents don't require as much water for sudsing. So you want to make sure you're using high efficiency detergent. The other thing is you want to make sure you use the detergent in the right amounts. So read the instructions on the bottle and follow those. If it says use 1/4 cup, or the first, second, or third little measure that's on the cup that comes with the detergent, use that and follow it exactly, because too much detergent leads up to a buildup of residue in your machine, which can transfer to your clothing. Your clothing can come out with, especially your darks, can come out with like little lint or soap scum on the clothing, or your whites are not as bright. So make sure you're following the guidelines for how much detergent to use according to the size load that you have. So now I'm going to clean my washer so that I can get some laundry done. So when you clean your washer, you make sure there's no laundry in it. And then I'm going to turn it on. I'm choosing the clean washer cycle. It's going to cycle for about an hour and 11 minutes. I'm going to pour 1 cup of chlorine bleach into the bleach dispenser. And what happens with this particular cycle is that the water level will be higher than normal, and it should just like really cycle all the way through and give me a really clean washer. So let's get that done. If you enjoyed this video, I've got a few more that I think you will like. I've got a couple on how to wash baby clothes, and I will link them above and also link them below. And I've also got a couple on how to keep white shirts white and how to address ring around the collar. So again, I'll link those above as well as link them below. And what are your laundry dilemmas? Tell me in the comment section below, because it could be that the next time we're in the laundry lab, I'm answering one of your questions. And just so you know, I've raised 3 children. I've managed a home for more than 45 years, so I've done a lot of laundry. So if you want to know more about running a household, then subscribe. I would love to have you as a member of the TNT community. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying goodbye. I will see you in the next video.